clear.
Okay. All right.
Is there going to be a drink banner that pops up?
Yeah, I want a banner.
Like applause.
I don't know that there'll be a drink banner, but you'll definitely hear Clay aggressively telling you to drink in a way that makes you feel very uncomfortable.
Aggressively.
I'm used to that. That's okay.
Yeah, right.
And we are live. Welcome, everybody, to Scripts Gone Wild, your weekly dive into a regretful tomorrow morning. I am your host, Billy Ray Bruton, and here with me once again, stepping into the temporarily absent shoes of Dave Lawson, is Clay Keller from the Screen Drafts podcast. Clay, you guys just discussed Spider-Man 2 on the podcast, am I correct?
We did. Yes, that is correct. We, Adam B. Very and Allison Wilmore came on and did a draft of the best films released on July 4th weekend. And this film was well represented.
And you're a big fan of this film, am I correct?
I am. I think this is the best superhero movie. Now, I will say, I'm not going to say necessarily that this script we're going to read tonight is the best superhero movie because and I have not read this yet, but I know that all of you had to transcribe this.
This is correct. I transcribed the film. The dialogue is perfect, but I transcribed the rest.
All of the description can be credited to Mr. Billy Ray Bruton and not two-time Oscar winner Alvin Sargent. This is a
two-time Oscar winner Alvin Sargent, who wrote my favorite film of all time, Ordinary People.
So, Billy Ray, did you try to write the transcription description in his voice, would you say?
No, I was pretty intoxicated and or stoned when I was writing it. So I don't remember what the fuck it says, frankly. But if you are just tuning in out there, we are indeed reading the greatest comic book movie of all time, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2. And we have an insanely impressive roster of voiceover performers from all over and folks associated with Marvel. I'm going to introduce them now. You guys just wave at the audience at home. We've got Yuri Lowenthal, William Salyers, Tara Platt, Zeno Robinson, Quinton Flynn, Chad Michael Collins, Kyle Holman, Tristan Cunningham, Dan Slott,
right,
Austin, Noshir Dalal, Alexis Iacono, Aaron LaPlante, and joining us tonight for no reason whatsoever other than to be a designated drinker, Mr. Graham Skipper.
Hey!
Skipper. Graham, who actually brought this whole thing into existence by introducing me to Yuri and Bill.
Thank you for that, by the way, Graham.
No, thank you. This was a dream come true.
Oh, look at that.
For us all.
Come true. But you know what? We're raising money for charity tonight, and that's kind of what we do. We get drunk for charity, and tonight's charity is the same charity we've had for the last 3 reads, and it's going to be the same charity we have for the foreseeable future. That is Black Lives Matter. And if you don't know what Black Lives Matter is or does, then you have been living under a rock. You can make a donation now throughout the read. At the end of the read, if you stumble upon this read in like a week, you can make a donation then. And you can do that by going to our website, scriptsgonewild.com. We have a donate button at the very top of the website. It takes you right to Black Lives Matter. You can make your donation. And we have an incentive for you to make those donations. If you do make a donation and you screenshot that donation and you send it to us, you can send it to us on social. You can send it to us through the website. Whoever makes the largest donation will receive the Spider-Man trilogy on Blu-ray. So that's worked really cool in the past for folks. We did it with Mommy Dearest and for the Fast and the Furious read. So if you make the largest donation, you get some fun Blu-ray happiness. And I think that's really cool. And so you should donate thousands of dollars to Black Lives Matter, and then you can get your $30 Spider-Man Blu-ray.
Physical media is important, Billy Ray.
I agree. Physical media is important. I concur. So this is a drinking game, everybody. If any of our readers flubs a line, misses a cue, does anything that we can construe as a mistake, they have to take a drink. Our social media audiences, they choose social words. Anytime those words are read aloud by any of our readers, everybody has to take a drink. And those words tonight are fired and sorry. So if any of these guys read those 2 words in the script, everybody takes a drink. And yes, you will be sorry tomorrow morning.
And possibly fired from my job tomorrow morning.
It all correlates.
Yep.
We also have something that we call a finish your drink line that our Patreon subscribers choose. And the line, that means that whenever that line is read aloud in the script, everybody finishes whatever drink is in their hand, whether it's a couple of sips or a fresh pour. And that line tonight is, of course, with great power comes great responsibility.
Good one.
Seems appropriate. So I always like to
do
ask
the most irresponsible thing.
Right.
As I like to say, with great drinking comes great irresponsibility.
Yeah.
So I always like to ask folks who's seen the film, but if no one's seen the film, I'm going to be very surprised. Has everyone seen Spider-Man 2?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. That's a first. It's a first. We've made history tonight. Before we get going, does anybody have any questions?
What's the safety word?
Spider-Man? What's Spider-Man?
What's the safe word?
Damn it!
The safety word, if you get too drunk to continue, is pizza time.
Nice.
Pizza time whenever.
That's what you'll need when you get too drunk, right?
Right, exactly.
If you're out there, feel free to join us on the YouTube chat and have some fun along with us. But if there are no questions, then we're going to just dive right into Spider-Man 2.
I do just want to say to the cast, as I do before every time, Billy Ray and I will be yelling drink at you. It is not personal. It is what we have to do because it is the rules of this horror show that Billy Ray has concocted. Feel free to yell it at each other as well. And if you're in the middle of a really emotional, monologue, just really chewing into it, we may wait until the conclusion of the line and then yell drink at you, but it will be yelled, it will be jarring, it will be upsetting to you, but it's going to happen a lot.
Yeah. There are some great moments in this script. We don't want to ruin those. Normally, I would tell you that I'm going to skip over a bunch of direction, but I've condensed all that down, so there's no need. All right, everybody, here we go. Spider-Man 2. Rest in peace, Alvin Sargent. Exterior, New York City. Close-up. An enormous billboard of Mary Jane Watson, a young lady who bears a striking resemblance to the girl from Interview with the Vampire. The billboard bears the name Emma Rose.
She looks at me every day. Mary Jane Watson. Oh, boy. If she only knew how I felt about her. But she can never know. I made a choice once to live a life of responsibility. A life she can never be part of. Who am I? I'm Spider-Man, given a job to do. And I'm Peter Parker. And I, too, have a job.
Peter is barreling towards Mr. Aziz on his crappy scooter.
Parker! Parker!
It appears as if he might not stop in time.
No, stop!
He barely manages to avoid the collision.
Parker, you're late, man. Always late, huh?
I'm sorry, Mr. Aziz. There was a disturbance.
Another disturbance. Always a disturbance with you. Come on. 21 minutes ago, in comes order. Harmerton, Burton, and Smith. 8 extra large deep dish pizzas. In 8 minutes, I am defaulting on just 29-minute guarantee. Then, not only am I receiving no money for these pizzas, but I will lose the customer forever to Pizza Yacht. Look, you are my only hope, all right? You have to make it in time. Peter, you're a nice guy, but you're just not dependable. This is your last chance. You have to go 42 blocks in 7.5 minutes or your ass is fired. Go!
Drink, and we missed a sorry from the very first line. So
Good
drink
job,
twice.
Clay. So drink twice.
Thanks. No.
Peter drives his crappy scooter perilously through the streets of New York, narrowly avoiding the door of a taxi and slamming into the side of another. Also, he looks like he's never ridden a scooter in his entire goddamn life.
Hey, what are you, stupid?
Peter zips along and almost runs a red light, nearly slamming into a passing bus with Mary Jane's face plastered on the side of it. Oh, the irony. He decides he's running out of time and the streets of New York ain't going to cut it. He goes running into an alley carrying the pizzas, but emerges as Spider-Man swinging with said pizzas.
Wow, he stole that guy's pizzas.
Peter swings from building to building, pizzas in tow, until he spots a small child below chasing a ball into the street like a dumbass city kid.
I'm gonna get it.
Peter releases the pizza and swings down, saving the dumb children. The pizzas land on the ledge of some schlubby-looking guy.
Hey, you guys! No playing in the streets.
Yes, sir, Mr. Spider-Man.
Instead of correcting them on the fallacy of assigning him a gender, he says,
See ya.
Way to go, Spidey!
Spider-Man swings by and reclaims the pizza from the schlubby guy who still has a slice left in his schlubby hands. Just as he is about to take a bite, Spider-Man claims that slice too, probably seeming like a real prick. Interior, office reception area, a loud commotion in the broom closet, and the receptionist watches as Peter Parker emerges, knocking over anything and everything in his path with no explanation of how he got into a broom closet where there is no window or doorway that would have allowed him private entry. He approaches the desk with the pizzas after some shtick.
Pizza time.
You're late. I'm not paying for those.
Peter leaves the pizza, a complete and total failure, but at least he saves some kids. Interior, Joe's Pizza.
Joe's 29-minute guarantee is a promise, man. I know to you, Parker, a promise means nothing. But to me, it's serious.
It's serious to me too, Mr. Aziz.
You're fired. Go!
Drink.
Yo.
Please, I need this job.
You're fired!
Oh, God!
I apologize in advance.
Look, give me another chance.
Mr. Aziz walks over and rips the Joe's Pizza logo from Parker's helmet. Ouch. Interior, Daily Bugle, Jameson's office.
You're fired. Parker, hello. You're fired.
Why?
Dogs catching frisbees, pigeons in the park, a couple of geezers playing chess.
Betty Brant rushes in.
Boss?
No, not now.
I was thinking maybe the Bugle could show another side of New York for a change.
Robbie Robertson rushes in.
We got 6 minutes to deadline, Jonah. We need page 1.
I don't pay you to be a sensitive artiste. I pay you to...
Betty re-enters.
Still not now. Now I pay you because that psycho Spider-Man will pose for you.
Spider-Man won't let me take any more pictures. You turn the whole city against him.
A fact that I'm very proud of. Now then, get your pretty little portfolio off my desk before I go into a diabetic coma.
The phone buzzes.
Boss, your wife's on the line. She says she lost her checkbook.
Thanks for the good news.
Mr. Jameson, please. Isn't there any shots you can use? I really need the money.
Oh, Miss Brand,
Betty enters.
Yes?
get me a violin.
Robbie enters.
5 minutes to deadline, Jonah.
Run a picture of a rancid chicken. Look, here's the headline. Food poisoning scares sweeps the city.
Hoffman enters.
Some food got poisoned? I'm a little nauseous, yeah.
All right, Mr. Jameson.
Peter hands Jameson a candid photo of Spider-Man.
Steaks. Robbie, there's your page 1. Masked menace Masked menace terrorizes town.
Drink, Graham.
Drink. Grudge, Graham. Graham, you hitched your wagon to the wrong horse, my friend.
I told you, he's not a menace.
I told you.
I'll take care of it.
I'll give you 150.
300.
That's outrageous. Done. Give this to the girl. Thank you and bye-bye.
Peter walks outside to Betty's desk.
Hi.
Hey, Pete.
Peter hands Betty his payment request.
I don't think this covers the advance I gave you a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, right.
Sorry. Hey, chin up, okay?
Exterior. Oh, yep, sorry. There we go.
Oh, shit.
Sorry.
Exterior. School campus. Peter is sprinting to class, running amidst passing students. He runs into someone, sending his books tumbling to the ground.
Watch it, jerk.
He attempts to collect them. Every single human being that passes either smacks him in the head with their bags or kicks a book further away. After finally collecting them, he gets up and charges ahead, almost crashing into Dr. Kirk Connors, a.k.a. the guy who played the pedophile in Happiness.
Hey! Oh, Dr. Connors. Sorry.
Where were you headed, Parker?
To your class.
My class is over. See me standing here?
I'm sorry. I'm trying. I want to be here.
Then be here. Look at you, Peter. Your grades have been steadily declining. You're late for class. You always appear exhausted. Your paper on fusion is still overdue.
I know. I'm planning to write it on Dr. Octavius.
Planning is not a major at this university. Octavius is a friend of mine. Better do your research, Parker. Get it done, or I'm failing you.
Interior, Aunt May's house. Peter rides up on his crappy scooter. He enters the house and is greeted by a fairly tepid surprise party being thrown by Aunt May, Mary Jane, and Harry.
Surprise! Well, say something.
What's the occasion?
Really, Peter, it's your birthday, whether you want to remember it or not.
He lives in another reality. Don't you, Pete?
Hi, MJ.
Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
Long time no see.
So how's the play? I read a great review.
It's going fine. It's going good.
She's brilliant in it.
Harry sent me roses.
So, where you been, pal? You don't return my calls?
I've been busy.
Taking pictures of Spider-Man. How's the bug these days?
The less you see of that man, the better. Now, let's all go into the other room and have something to eat.
I'll get the hors d'oeuvres.
So how are things going at Oscorp?
Oh, they're great. I'm head of special projects. About to make a breakthrough on fusion.
How lovely, Harry. Your father would be so proud. Rest his soul.
Thank you. We're actually funding one of your idols, Pete. Otto Octavius.
I'm writing a paper on him.
Oh, you want to meet him?
You'd introduce me?
You bet. Octavius is going to put Oscorp on the map in a way my father never even dreamed of.
MJ, could you give me a hand?
She's waiting for you, pal.
What do you mean?
The way she looks at you. Or doesn't look at you. However you want to look at it.
I don't have time for girls right now.
Why? Are you dead?
I've been kind of busy.
Ah, taking pictures of your friend.
Could we get off that subject? I want us to be friends, Harry. I want us to trust each other.
And be honest with me. If you knew who he was, would you tell me?
Some serious angst-ridden glancing ensues. Harry walks about 6 feet away, stares at a wall, and then releases an equally angst-ridden sigh. That showed him. Peter is rifling through his aunt's mail, which is illegal, by the way, and comes across a notice of foreclosure. Aunt May is sleeping at the table.
Hey.
Oh, what? Ben? Wait.
Aunt May.
Oh, my. Oh, Peter. Oh, for a second there, I thought I was years ago. Everybody's gone, aren't they? Did they have a good time?
I'm sure they did. You okay?
Of course. But you go home. And be careful. I don't like that scooter thing you drive around.
I'm worried about you. You're so alone. And I saw the letter from the bank.
Oh my, you did. Oh, well, so I'm a little behind. Everybody is. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm tired, and you better start back home. Here, kiddo. Happy birthday. You need it more than I do.
No, I can't take that from you.
Yes, you can. You can take this money from me. For God's sake, it's not much. Now take it, and don't you dare leave it here. Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Just that I miss your Uncle Ben so much. Can you believe that it's 2 years next month since he was taken? I think to myself at times, were I to face the one responsible for what happened, I don't know what I'd do. Now, you better take the rest of your cake home.
Peter walks outside to find Mary Jane just sort of loitering.
Hey.
Hey, you're still here. I saw your billboard on Bleecker.
Isn't it funny? I'm really kind of embarrassed.
Don't be. It's nice. I get to see you every day now.
I liked seeing you tonight, Peter.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh boy, yeah. What?
Nothing.
Do you want to say something?
I was wondering if you're still in the village.
You're such a mystery.
Mary Jane puts her hand on his cheek and he looks like he's about to make a mess.
Peter?
What?
Happy birthday. I'm seeing somebody now.
You mean like a boyfriend?
Well, I like him.
What?
Nothing.
That's good, you know. Companionship.
It may be more than that.
More?
I don't know.
I'm gonna come see your play tomorrow night.
You're coming?
I'll be there.
Don't disappoint me.
I won't.
Interior, Peter's apartment building. Peter comes trudging up the stairs when he is met with
Brent!
door behind him, revealing his landlord, Mr. Ditkovich, playing poker with some Ukrainian acquaintances. His daughter Ursula is cooking behind.
Hi.
Hi, what's hi? Can I spend it?
I have a paycheck due this week and
You're a month late. Again.
I promise as soon as...
If promises were crackers, my daughter would be fat.
I'm really sorry, Mr. Ditkovich. All I got is this $20 for the rest of the week.
Grabs the 20 from him.
Sorry doesn't pay the rent. And don't try to sneak past me. I have ears like a cat and eyes like a rodent.
Thanks, Mr. Ditkovich.
Shit. Right. Yep. Hi, Pete.
And if you didn't drink on those 2 sorries before, you're behind.
Oh, shit.
The stove flames up on Ursula as nondescript ethnic music plays in the background. Peter enters his terrible apartment and sits on his bed, pondering. The next morning, Peter knocks on the door to the communal bathroom.
Hello?
Mr. Ditkovich walks right past him and enters the bathroom, closing the door behind. After a moment, he opens it up again.
Brent?
Peter closes the door. Interior, Octavius's laboratory. Seated at a research table wearing really cool fucking glasses is Dr. Otto Octavius. This time, however, no Night Ranger song plays in the background, and he doesn't have a shotgun.
Doctor, Mr. Osborne's here.
Nobel Prize, Otto. Nobel Prize. And we'll all be rich.
It's not about the prizes, Harry.
But you need money. You need Oscorp.
Who do we have here?
This is my good friend I called you about. He got me through science. He got me through high school science.
Drink.
Peter Parker, sir. I'm writing a paper on you for...
Yes, I know what you're doing here. But I don't have time to talk to students now.
Harry makes a disgruntled grunt.
But Oscorp pays the bills, so...
That's why I have to take off. Board meeting, but my job is done here. Got you 2 geniuses together. Good luck tomorrow, Otto. Nobel Prize. We'll see you in Sweden.
Interesting fellow, your friend.
I won't take much of your time.
Parker. Now I remember you. You're Connor's student. He tells me you're brilliant. He also tells me you're lazy.
I'm trying to do better.
Being brilliant's not enough, young man. You have to work hard. Intelligence is not a privilege. It's a gift. And you use it for the good of mankind.
Peter notices the large object on the other side of the room.
So is that it?
Yes. My design to initiate and sustain fusion.
I understand you use harmonics of that. God damn it.
Right.
Wait, do we all drink or just you if you made the mistake?
Just me. It's gonna happen. A lot.
I'm glad you clarified that.
I understand you use harmonics of atomic frequencies.
Sympathetic frequencies.
Harmonic reinforcement.
Go on.
An exponential increase in energy output.
A huge amount of energy. Like a perpetual sun providing renewable power for the whole world.
Later, Peter and Octavius are sitting at a table with Rosalie Octavius, bringing food and joining them.
Are you sure you could stabilize the fusion reaction?
Peter, what have we been talking about the last hour and a half? This is my life's work. I certainly know the consequences of the slightest miscalculation.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to question you.
Drink.
Drink.
Rosie! Our new friend thinks I'm going to blow up the city. You can sleep soundly tonight.
Otto's done his homework. Come to the demonstration tomorrow and you'll see for yourself. And you need to sleep soundly tonight, Otto.
Did Edison sleep before he turned on the light? Did Marconi sleep before he turned on the radio? Did Beethoven sleep before he wrote the Fifth?
Did Bernoulli sleep before he found the curves of quickest descent?
Rosie, I love this boy.
Peter, tell us about yourself. Do you have a girlfriend?
Well, I don't really know.
Well, shouldn't you know? I mean, who would know?
Leave him alone. Maybe it's a secret love.
Love should never be a secret. If you keep something as complicated as love stored up inside, gonna make you sick. I finally got lucky in love.
We both did. But it's hardly perfect. You have to work at it. I met him on the college steps, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. He was studying science, and I was studying English literature.
That's right. I was trying to explain the theory of relativity, and Rosie was trying to explain T.S. Eliot. I still don't understand what he was talking about.
Oh, come on. Yes, you do.
I'm serious. T.S. Eliot is more complicated than advanced science. But if you want to get a woman to fall in love with you, feed her poetry.
Poetry.
Never fail.
Oh!
Oh, how cute.
I liked your delivery better anyway. And yes, it never fails.
Interior, laundromat. Peter sits on the floor with a stack of poetry books. Longfellow, Yeats, Shakespeare.
A tall and slender maiden, all alone on a prairie. Brightest green were all her garments, and her hair was like the sunshine. Day by day he gazed upon her.
His laundry finishes and he begins removing it, only to find he's mixed his Spider-Man suit in with his whites, and everything is now very patriotic. Interior, Peter's apartment. Peter is dressing for the theater, and there's that iconic shot of both the blazer and the Spider-Man suit hanging in his closet. He chooses the blazer, of course. As that stereophonic song from the soundtrack plays, he walks out the door.
Rent? Where's my money?
Mr. Ditkovich runs out of the bathroom, pants down, and chases Peter as he runs down the stairs. Ursula looks out bewildered, and she and her father speak to one another in a nondescript foreign language, which is actually Ukrainian, so it's not really nondescript. Exterior, the theater. The importance of being earnest. That old chestnut. Backstage, Mary Jane is getting ready for the show.
You seem jittery tonight.
You never know who's coming.
Exterior, a flower stand. Peter grabs a handful of flowers and hands the man money. The man takes most of the flowers away because Peter is a broke-ass bitch. Interior, theater.
Ladies, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Exterior, a street at night. Peter rides his crappy scooter as if he hasn't a care in the world. Behind him, a police car and another speeding car are crashing into one another, obviously embroiled in a high-speed chase. Just before getting hit, Peter leaps off the scooter, flies into the air, does a backflip, and lands on his feet. Basically, anyone seeing this, and they're surrounded by people, knows he is Spider-Man at this point.
How'd you do that?
Work out, plenty of rest, eat your green vegetables.
That's what my mom was always saying. I just never actually believed her.
Down the road, the criminals are firing at the police car with a shotgun.
Come on, go!
Keep it steady.
Cop cars are crashing everywhere because movie rules dictate anytime more than 2 cop cars are in the same vicinity, they have to crash into one another. One of the car flies through the air and almost smashes into a group of pedestrians, but suddenly stops in midair, leaving the crowd befuddled.
It's a web! Go, Spidey, go!
Spider-Man swings through the streets, chasing after the criminals.
We got trouble.
The criminals are firing their gun at Spider-Man, who is gaining on them from behind. Spider-Man incapacitates the men with his webs and leaves them hanging onto a lamppost, because that's cool.
Get me down!
Interior, theater. Mary Jane is on stage with another actress, and the show is in process.
I am more than content with what Mr. Moncrief said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity.
Then you think we should forgive them?
Mary Jane looks out and notices that Peter is not in the audience, which is not something that is easy to do in a Broadway theater. Just saying.
Yes. I mean, no.
Exterior, outside the theater, Peter pulls up in the criminal's car.
Hey, Chief! You parked there. I'm towing it.
Whatever.
Peter enters the lobby of the theater and is immediately greeted by the warm chin of the great Bruce Campbell, who works at the theater as a side hustle.
Shoelace.
Peter bends down and ties his shoelace. Bruce Campbell motions to his tie.
You might want to, can I help you?
Yeah, I've come to see the show.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. No one will be seated after the doors are closed. It helps maintain the illusion.
Miss Watson, she's a friend of mine. She asked me to come.
But she didn't ask you to come late.
I have to see this show. Just let me in. I'll stand in the cleft of your chin.
He motions to the sign that reads quiet while play is in progress. Exterior, across the street, a street performer plucking a violin serenades no one.
A Spider-Man, A does whatever a spider can. A spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes Spider-Man.
Peter watches as Mary Jane exits the side door with no fans there for pictures or autographs, lending even more credibility to its depiction of the New York City theater scene. An actress comes out to find her there.
You sure you don't want to come tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, call me.
I will.
You were great tonight.
Thanks.
A gorgeous man approaches Mary Jane from behind. It's John Jameson.
May I have an autograph, please, miss?
What are you doing here?
He kisses the man passionately on his gorgeous ass lips.
Hungry.
Starved.
Good, because he is delicious. He goes down an alley, ripping off what appeared to be his only blazer. He swings through the city, working out some of his emotional trauma. Suddenly, his web slinging stops functioning. He immediately plummets hundreds of feet to his death. The end. Just kidding. He's Spider-Man. He just has to get up and walk it off.
What was that? Okay.
He tries it again. Still nothing. He is unable to perform.
Never happened.
Interior, building. The actor Hal Sparks from the television series Queer as Folk and the E! Show Talk Soup is standing in an elevator with his hound dog. The door opens and he steps in to find that he is sharing an elevator cab with Spider-Man. Muzak plays.
Cool. 90 outfit.
Thanks.
You get it.
I made it.
Looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, it gets kind of itchy. And it rides up in the crotch a little bit too.
Right up in there, huh?
They share an awkward silence. Exterior, street at night. Peter walks, heartbroken, passing poster after poster of
Drink.
Of Mary Jane, almost mocking him. The Emma Rose Company must have given them lots of money. Exterior, campus. Peter loads coins in a payphone because payphones still existed in 2004. He dials.
Hi, it's me. Sing your song at the beep.
Hi, MJ. This is Peter. I was on my way to your show and, well, I was on my bike. Are you there? I really was planning on it all day. And I know you predicted I'd disappoint you.
Bingo.
It's amazing, isn't it? How complicated a simple thing like being someplace at 8 o'clock can become. Actually, there was this obnoxious usher. Somebody has to talk to that usher, MJ.
Your time has expired. Please deposit 50 cents for the next 5 minutes.
The phone disconnects.
I want to tell you the truth. Here it is. I'm Spider-Man. Weird, huh? Now you know I can't be with you. If my enemies found out about you, if you got hurt, I could never forgive myself. I wish I could tell you how I feel about you.
Interior, Octavius's laboratory. Reporters, scientists, and the who's who of New York City are gathered around.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife Rosie and I would like to welcome you this afternoon. But first, before we start, has anybody lost a large roll of $20 bills in a rubber band? Because we found the rubber band. It's a terrible joke, but thank you for coming. Today, you will witness the birth of a new fusion-based energy source. Safe, renewable energy, and cheap electricity for everyone. And now, let me introduce my assistants.
Octavius removes the cloth and unveils 4 monstrous-looking robotic arms.
These 4 actuators were developed and programmed for the sole purpose of creating successful fusion. They are impervious to heat and magnetism.
He attaches the arms to his back and they burrow themselves into his skin and spine. Yeah, it looks a tad bit painful. The arm begins to move.
Ow! These smart arms are controlled by my brain through a neural link. Nanowires feed directly into my cerebellum, allowing me to use these arms to control fusion reaction in an environment no human hand could enter.
Doctor, if the artificial intelligence in the arms is as advanced as you suggest, couldn't that make you vulnerable to them?
How right you are, which is why I developed this inhibitor chip to protect my higher brain function. It means I maintain control of these arms instead of them controlling me, because that would be bad.
A little bit.
And now on to the main event. Give me the blue light, Rosie.
His assistants set the stage.
Precious tritium is the fuel that makes this project go. There's only 100 pounds of it on the whole planet. I'd like to thank Harry Osborne and Oscorp Industries for providing it.
Happy to pay the bills, Otto.
Octavius releases the tritium into the machine. He and his wife exchange a hopeful look.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts.
The machine is turned on and lasers connect to the tritium, thus triggering a minor reaction.
Doctor, we have a successful fusion reaction.
This is a breakthrough beyond your father's dreams.
Thank you. I know.
We're producing 1,000 megawatt surplus.
The power of the sun in the palm of my hand.
Peter looks down and notices a paperclip moving towards the device. Then the lights overhead. Suddenly, all the metal in the room begins flying towards the device.
Keep calm. It's only a spike. It'll soon stabilize.
Everyone begins to panic.
Ladies and gentlemen, please clear the room.
Screen reads, caution, overload in process, system unstable.
We have a containment breach.
The fusion reaction begins to expand into the room.
Otto, please get back.
Falling debris almost crushes Rosalie as she runs to her husband.
Shut it off, Otto! Shut it off!
It will stabilize. It's under control.
I'm in charge here. It's my money. I'm in.
Just as a large piece of debris almost crushes Harry, Spider-Man whips in and pulls him to safety. But just like a total brat,
This doesn't change anything. I still hate you.
Spider-Man swings over to the power source, trying to turn off the device.
What are you doing?
Pulling the plug.
As Spider-Man goes for it, Octavius extends one of his arms and slams Spider-Man against the back wall. Meanwhile, the machine causes the glass in the windows to shatter, and they come sailing back towards Rosalie. She screams as the glass towards her, cutting that scream short. Octavius sees this.
No! Rosie!
Octavius starts being shocked by the device, thus disabling the inhibitor chip. Spider-Man returns to the power source trying to unplug it. He finally disables it, and Octavius collapses as the fusion reactor implodes on itself. Exterior, outside the lab. It's chaos as people leave the building and policemen and firemen enter.
That was too close. If he had more than a drop of tritium, he would have destroyed the city.
I'm ruined. I have nothing left except Spider-Man.
He saved your life, sir.
He humiliated me by touching me.
The press will be here soon. I suggest we move on.
What was he doing here anyway?
The paramedics take the deceased Rosalie away on a gurney. Interior, hospital operating room.
Okay, as you can see, molten metal penetrated the spinal cavity and fused the vertebrae at multiple points, including the lamina and the roof of the spinal column. But we won't know the extent of the damage until we get in there. I suggest we cut off these mechanical arms, slice up the harness, and if need be, consider a lunectomy with posterior spinal fusion, C7, T1 to T12.
Dr. Moranis.
Oh, we're ready, doctor.
Anybody here take shop class?
The surgeon begins to saw off one of the arms, but one of the arms slams into him. The rest of this scene is really like the stuff of the best Sam Raimi horror flicks, told largely in shadow, with close-up screams and quick cuts to arms, legs, and what would normally be enormous amounts of blood if this wasn't rated PG-13. Arms fly.
Help me! Help me!
You're screaming in general terror.
No!
You don't need the Book of the Dead for this kind of carnage. After he's taking out the doctors, Octavius emerges from the hospital, flips over a taxi, and leaves. Heads to an old abandoned building at the waterfront. Interior, Daily Bugle, Jameson's office.
It's all over town, Robbie. Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. If we're lucky. Crazy scientist turns himself into some kind of a monster. 4 mechanical arms welded right onto his body. A guy named Otto Octavius winds up with 8 limbs. What are the odds? Hoffman?
Hoffman enters.
What are we going to call this guy?
Dr. Octopus.
That's crap.
Science Squid?
Crap again.
Doctor Strange.
You're strange. That's pretty good, but it's taken. Wait, I got it. Dr. Octopus.
I like it.
Of course you do. Dr. Octopus. New villain in town. Doc Ock.
Genius.
Well, what are you looking for? A raise? Get out!
Eddie enters with Peter.
Chief, I found Parker.
Well, where have you been? What? Why don't you pay your phone bill? Mad scientist goes berserk. We don't have pictures.
Spider-Man was there.
Where were you? Photographing squirrels? You're fired.
Fired.
Chief, the planetarium party.
Ah, you're unfired. I need you. Come here.
Reverse drink.
Reverse that drink. Okay. What do you know about high society?
Oh, well, I...
Don't answer that. My society photographer got hit by a ball. You're all I got. Big party for an American hero. My son, the astronaut.
Speaking of nepotism, was that the director's brother who just left here?
Matter of fact, it was.
Could you pay me in advance?
Drink. Are you serious? Pay you for what? Standing there? I mean, the planetarium tomorrow night. There's the door.
Interior, waterfront building. Octavius stands, desolate, staring down at the water, the arms moving around him.
You're muted, William.
I don't know if you should. Yeah, you can
go ahead and drink.
that.
There you go.
My Rosie's dead. My dream is dead. And these monstrous things should be at the bottom of the river, along with me. Something in my head. Something talking. The inhibitor chip. Gone. Rebuild. No, Peter was right. I miscalculated. I couldn't have miscalculated. It was working, wasn't it? Yes, we could rebuild. Enlarge the containment field. Make it bigger and stronger than ever. But we need money. Steal it? No, I'm not a criminal. That's right. The real crime would be not to finish what we started. We'll do it here. The power of the sun in the palm of my hand. Nothing will stand in our way. Nothing.
Interior, bank. Peter and Aunt May sit at the desk of a banker who happens to be Joel McHale, Scripts Gone Wild alum, and also from the E-Series Talk Soup. He goes over some papers, but doesn't look like a helpful sort of bastard.
That's the Social Security.
Yes, I see.
My Uncle Ben's life insurance.
Yes, but I'm afraid it's just not sufficient to refinance your home.
Oh, but I'm giving piano lessons again.
You are?
Aunt May seems to kick Peter under the table, but accidentally kicks Joel McHale. And God damn it, Joel McHale doesn't like to be kicked.
Ow! Ow! We'd appreciate that you just opened up a new Super Saver account with us today, but the fact is, you do not have the assets to justify this loan. I'm sorry.
Drink. Aunt May produces a newspaper ad from her purse.
Well, at least we get the toast.
Actually, that's only with a deposit of $300 or more.
Oh, yes, I see.
Okay.
Joel McHale leaves.
Don't worry. We'll figure it out.
Right behind them, Octavius is using his arms to break into the bank vault, making lots of noise that you'd think fucking Spider-Man would have heard before he ripped off the vault door and sent it sailing back towards he and Aunt May. They hit the ground just in time to not be murdered in a bank. Peter immediately takes off.
Peter, don't leave me.
Oh, that boy of yours is a real hero.
A group of policemen enter and aim their weapons at Octavius.
Hold it! Put your arms up! All of them!
He makes short work of them. Spider-Man emerges behind him and Octavius begins throwing large bags of coins at him as weapons. Bag after bag after bag. Then Spider-Man grabs one in midair and tosses it back at Octavius.
Here's your change.
The bag connects and sends him back. Spider-Man attempts to use his web shooter, but once again, he is unable to perform.
Oh, come on.
Octavius throws another bag and it strikes Spider-Man, sending him to the floor. Joel McHale reaches down to pocket one of the coins, but Aunt May slaps his hand.
Ow.
Octavius uses his arms to pull Spider-Man so they're face to face.
You're getting on my nerves.
I have a knack for that.
Not anymore.
Octavius uses two of his arms to try and pop Spider-Man's head like a pimple. Spider-Man's web shooter starts working again, and he uses it to send Octavius flying out of the bank and up against a parked taxi. More policemen arrive.
Freeze! Don't move! Freeze!
Octavius grabs Aunt May in his mechanical claws.
Oh,
Hold your fire!
Don't follow me.
Exterior office building. Octavius climbs up that building with Aunt May in tow. Spider-Man drops down in front of him.
Hand her over.
Of course.
Easy now.
He drops.
Butterfingers.
He drops Aunt May like a sack of potatoes. Spider-Man shoots his web, grabbing her and slinging her up to the ledge of a higher floor window. She's dangling there with her umbrella. Debris falls towards the street, and the late, great Stan Lee pulls a woman out of harm's way.
Everybody drink. Everybody drink for Stan.
Here.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Enough said.
Billy Ray, did you assign a part of Stan Lee?
Yes, someone.
Look out!
Aunt May is barely holding on.
help me! Help me!
I'm coming. Hang on.
Spider-Man gets free of Octavius for a moment, but then not so much. They continue to fall and fight and fall all the livelong day.
Help!
Just as you think Aunt May is about to fall, her feet touch the ledge and she is safe. She looks up at the angel statue above her.
Thank you.
Suddenly, Octavius has her again.
Oh,
Aunt May.
You've stuck your webs in my business for the last time. Now you'll have this woman's death on your conscience.
Spider-Man uses his webs like a catapult to propel himself over to Octavius.
Come on.
Octavius reveals a large spike he is planning to use to surprise Spider-Man, and only Aunt May sees this, and she is dismayed.
Shame on you.
Just as Octavius is about to impale Spider-Man, Aunt May strikes him on the side of the head with her umbrella. Aunt May falls. Aunt May falls, and Spider-Man grabs her, swinging her down to safety. Police below begin firing at Octavius, who retreats back towards his waterfront lair.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh, have I been wrong about you?
We sure showed him.
What do you mean, we?
Oh.
Spider-Man takes flight as a crowd gathers.
Take me with you, Spider-Man.
Take me.
Planetarium, a large gathering of socialites and douchebags. Peter is snapping photos. He reaches for an hors d'oeuvre, but someone just beats him to it. He spots a woman.
May I?
Sure, go ahead.
Peter starts to take the photo, but realizes the lens cap is on.
Penny, over here.
By the time he has it off, she is gone. At the bar, Harry is getting good and sloshed.
Leave it.
He means the bottle.
Hey, might want to take it easy, buddy.
Why? It's a party. It's a live reading. Wouldn't you be drinking if you lost a bundle on some crackpot who thought you thought was gonna take you with him to fame and fortune? Not to mention your friend the Bug.
Not tonight, Harry.
Every night. Until I find him, it's 24/7.
Parker! 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 What are you, deaf? Called you twice. Catch up. Think I'm paying you to sip champagne? Get a shot of my wife for the minister.
Beautiful pie.
He snaps a photo.
Get a shot of us with the DA.
Beautiful dress.
He snaps a photo.
Here, get a shot of the mayor and his girlfriend, his wife.
He snaps a photo.
Keep snapping, you rat bastard.
Hostess.
Somebody better be drinking.
Hostess.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. The Committee for the Science Library of New York is pleased to present our guest of honor. He's the first man to play football on the moon, the handsome, the heroic, the delicious Captain John Jameson.
The gorgeous fucking John Jameson comes walking down the stairs with Mary Jane on his arm. Peter seems stunned by this, but he shouldn't be because he is way less hot than John Jameson. Like, not even close. Exterior, outside the planetarium. Peter eyes an hors d'oeuvre and goes for it, but once again just misses out. He spots Mary Jane standing a few feet away, alone and ponderous. He approaches.
Hi.
Oh, you.
Listen, I'm sorry, but there was a disturbance.
I don't know you, and I can't keep thinking about you. It's too painful.
I've been reading poetry lately.
Whatever that means.
Day by day, he gazed upon her. Day by day, he sighed with passion. Day by day.
Don't start.
Can I get you a drink?
I'm with John. He'll get me my drink.
John.
By the way, John has seen my show 5 times. Harry's seen it twice. Aunt May has seen it. My sick mother got out of bed to see it. Even my father, he came backstage to borrow cash. But my best friend, who cares so much about me, can't make an 8 o'clock curtain. After all these years, he's nothing to me but an empty seat.
Mary Jane leaves. Peter grabs a drink from a passing tray and downs it, but then realizes it was empty the whole time. Then an angsty Harry drunkenly saunters up.
It pisses me off, your loyalty to Spider-Man and not to your best friend. I find him with my father's body and you defend him because he's your bread and butter.
Take it easy.
Don't push me. Don't act like you're my friend. You stole MJ from me. You stole my father's love. Then you let him die because you didn't turn in the freak. Isn't that right?
Harry bitch slaps Peter.
Huh? Isn't that right? Huh, brother?
Harry bitch slaps Peter again. They look like they want to kiss, but don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you all to know that the beautiful Miss Mary Jane Watson has just agreed to marry me.
Peter watches as Mary Jane joins her gorgeous fucking fiance on stage.
Parker, wake up! Wake up! Shoot the picture!
Peter reluctantly snaps it. Later, Peter is soaring through the air when his web shooter stops working again.
Oh no! No!
He falls and crashes into a dumpster once again, unable to perform.
This has never happened to me before. I promise you, this was the first time. Why is this happening to me?
Peter starts trying to climb the wall and makes it up a ways before falling back down to the hard cement below. Kerplunk! As he sits there, he grabs a rustling nearby newspaper that reads, Spidey and Ock rob bank. He's having vision issues, too. Interior, Octavius's lair. Octavius is removing parts from boxes, working on his fusion machine 2.0. Working on shit is much easier with 6 arms. Interior, doctor's office. Peter is seeing his general practitioner, Dr. Davis, who must be a fucking idiot to not notice that Peter got superhuman abilities.
You seem very okay to me. My diagnosis is up here. You say you can't sleep. Bad dreams?
There is one dream where, in my dream, I'm Spider-Man, but I'm losing my powers. I'm climbing a wall, but I keep falling.
Oh, so you're Spider-Man?
In my dream. Actually, it's not even my dream. It's a friend of mine's dream.
Ah, somebody else's dream. What about his friend? Why does he climb these walls? What does he think of himself?
That's the problem. He doesn't know what to think.
Got to make you mad not to know who you are. Your soul disappears. Nothing as bad as uncertainty. Listen, maybe you're not supposed to be Spider-Man climbing those walls. That's why you keep falling. You always have a choice, Peter.
I have a choice.
Weird dream sequence time. Peter and Uncle Ben are in the car. In case you've never heard of Spider-Man in your life, Uncle Ben is dead as hell.
The things you've been thinking about, Peter, make me sad.
Can't you understand? I'm in love with Mary Jane.
Peter, all the times we've talked of honesty, fairness, justice. Out of those times, I counted on you to have the courage to take those dreams out into the world, whatever the fuck that means.
Ben, have you been drinking again? I can't live your dreams anymore. I want a life of my own.
You've been given a gift, Peter. With great power comes great responsibility.
Finish your drink.
Finish your drink.
Take my hand, son.
I don't want to play.
Fuck you, Ben.
Yeah.
No, Uncle Ben. I'm just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man no more. No more.
Exterior alleyway. Peter walks to a garbage can and dumps his Spider-Man suit, slowly walking away from his responsibility and forever improving his laundry situation. Exterior, New York City. Cue, raindrops keep falling on my head as Peter walks down the street with a renewed swagger and love for life. Then he trips, still a klutz, still with that swagger. In his apartment, he's working on his scooter and fixing a wheel when it flies off and sails out the window, crashing below.
Hey, you punk.
Sorry.
Back on the street, Peter's at a hot dog cart.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Watches several police cars pass, but instead of jumping into the fray, he bites down on his hot dog, which clearly is just a bun with nothing inside. Interior, classroom. Dr. Connors is giving a lecture as Peter consumes it voraciously.
And when the borderline is tau equals 0, the eigenvalues are... Someone, please.
0.23 electron volts.
After class, Peter is walking and Dr. Connors catches up to him.
Excellent work today, Peter. Keep it up.
Freeze frame on a very pleased Peter Parker. Yeah, that's right. Sam Raimi uses a freeze frame in a major-ass Hollywood movie because he's a fucking badass. Hail. Interior, theater. Mary Jane and an actor are performing on stage.
I'm not really wicked at all. You mustn't think that I am wicked.
If you're not, then you have certainly been deceiving us all in a very inexcusable manner. I hope you have not been leading a double life pretending to be wicked and being really good all the time. That would be hypocrisy.
Mary Jane notices Peter sitting in the audience and seems stunned. Again, she has quite excellent vision from the stage, it would seem. Thanks goodness there aren't bright lights shining in her eyes. Oh, wait.
Of course, I have been rather reckless.
Mary Jane is so stunned she cannot remember her next line.
I am glad.
Are you glad to hear it?
I am glad to hear it.
In fact, now that you mention the subject, I've been very bad in my own small way.
After the play, Peter is walking with Mary Jane on the street.
You were so wonderful. That was such a great play.
You could have told me you were coming.
I was afraid you'd say, don't come.
Please try it. There's a lot of sound. Okay, hi. You look different.
I shined my shoes, pressed my pants, did my homework. I do my homework now. You want to get some chow mein?
Peter, I'm getting married.
I always imagined you getting married on a hilltop.
And who's the groom?
You hadn't decided yet.
You think just because you saw my play, you can talk me out of getting married?
You once told me you loved me. I let things get in the way before. There was something I thought I had to do. I don't have to.
You're too late.
Will you think about it?
Think about what?
Picking up where we left off.
Where was that? I mean, we never got on. You can't get off if you don't get on, Peter.
I don't think it's that simple.
Of course you don't. Because you complicate things.
You don't understand. I'm not an empty seat anymore. I'm different. Punch me, I bleed.
The fuck does that even mean?
I have to go. And I'm getting married in a church.
He gets inside the cab.
You are different.
Interior, Daily Bugle, Jameson's office.
Dear, we agreed to put on a wedding, not go into bankruptcy. Caviar? What are we, inviting the czar? Get some cheese and crackers, some of those little cocktail weenies.
Betty enters.
I got a garbage man here, says he's got something you might want to see.
Robbie and the garbage man enter.
Well, if you have an extraterrestrial's head in there, you're the third guy this week. The garbage man removes Spider-Man's costume. That looks like it should be.
Sorry, that was.
I think that's you.
The garbage man removes Spider-Man's costume from his bag.
Hey, go ahead and drink on that one, my guy.
Where the hell did you get that?
In the garbage.
The garbage? Well, he must have given it up. Thrown in the towel, abandoned his sad, pathetic little masquerade. Ha ha! Finally got him. The power of the press triumphs.
Yeah. Now look, I think I deserve a little something for this.
Give you $50.
I could get more than that on eBay.
All right, $100. Miss Brandt, give this man his money and throw in a bar of soap.
Your wife is still on that line.
Flowers? Yeah, how much, honey? If you spend any more on this thing, you can pick the daisies off my grave. Get plastic. All right, gotta go. Big story. Ha! Ha! Ha!
Cut to a newspaper headline: Spider-Man no more. And on the streets, the singer with the violin has learned a new song.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, where have you gone to? Spider-Man, where have you gone to? Spider-Man.
Exterior, a street. Peter is walking along and here's a mugging occurring.
Come on, man, get the money.
Come on.
Help!
Come on.
Peter walks away from the mugging and the mugging victim is instantly murdered. Exterior, cemetery. Peter and Aunt May are at Uncle Ben's grave, which for some reason doesn't have his birth or death dates. I guess they couldn't afford the extra engraving.
It wasn't fair to have gone like that. He was a peaceful man, and it was all my doing.
Aunt May places flowers on the grave, and it's windy as hell. Interior, Aunt May's house. Peter and Aunt May are having tea.
Aunt May, you don't have to punish yourself.
Oh, I know I shouldn't. It's just that you wanted to take the subway, and he wanted to drive you. If only I had stopped him, we'd all three of us been having tea together.
I'm responsible.
For what?
For what happened to Uncle Ben.
But you were at the library. You were doing your homework.
He drove me to the library, but I never went in.
What do you mean?
I went someplace else. Someplace where I thought I could win some money to buy a car because I wanted to impress Mary Jane. It happened so fast. I won the money and the guy wouldn't pay me. Then he got robbed. The thief was running towards me. I could have stopped him, but I wanted revenge. I let him go. I let him get away. He wanted a car. He tried to take Uncle Ben's. Uncle Ben said no, and then he shot him. Uncle Ben was killed that night for being the only one who did the right thing. And I held his hand when he died. I've tried to tell you so many times.
Aunt May is like, no, sir. Peter puts his hands on hers and she removes it. She slowly gets up from the table and walks upstairs. Wow. That's intense.
I need a drink.
I mean, I think we all need a drink for that.
Right. That was as much as him saying he was sorry. So we should all, yeah.
Right. That all was him saying.
That was the longest I'm sorry in film history.
2-minute I'm sorry.
Hello, bye. Fired.
And to the folks on the chat who tell me I need to cool it with the snarky comments, I will not.
No, you shouldn't. In fact, you should transcribe every script from here on out, even if the script is available online.
I'm going to. From now on, it's just going to be in my voice. Sorry, everyone. Interior, Octavius's waterfront lair. Octavius is putting the finishing touches on his new machine. Arm power.
Just one more little chore.
Interior, Oscorp Industries. Harry is poring over articles on Spider-Man.
Where are you?
Bernard enters.
I'm leaving for the night, sir.
Fine.
Your father only obsessed over his work.
Good night, Bernard.
Bernard leaves, now finally knowing his place. So
I make many mistakes.
feeling loud thuds as if something is stomping towards him. Then an arm grabs him out of nowhere and Octavius appears.
Hello, Harry.
Otto, how did you get past Bernard?
He's nearsighted.
What do you want?
That precious tritium. But I need more of it this time.
More tritium? Are you crazy? You'll destroy the city. You're a hack.
Octavius grabs Harry by the legs and dangles him over the ledge.
Hey, stop. All right. Put me down. We'll make a deal. Kill Spider-Man, and I'll give you all the tritium you need. On second thought, bring him to me alive.
How do I find him?
Peter Parker.
Parker?
He takes pictures of Spider-Man for the Bugle. Make him tell you where he is.
Have it ready.
Octavius is gone.
Don't hurt Peter!
Cut to, a headline reads, crime up 75%. Where is Spider-Man now? Also, I just want to say there's a lot of Bernard love on the chat right now. Really seem to appreciate and love Bernard. So
shout out to Bernard.
Exterior, a newsstand. Peter is evidently just browsing, which newsstand guys love. He hears a woman mumbling in a panicked Spanish. He goes to find a building on fire and hysterical people outside.
Somebody help! Fire!
Lisa, the Jens can't find their daughter. Have you seen her? Somebody call the fire department. Help!
Is anybody in that building?
We think there's a kid stuck on the second floor.
Peter takes off inside the building.
Hey, where are you going?
Peter runs through the flames, following the sound of the child crying. It's very backdraft. He finds her in the closet.
I'm coming. It's okay. Come here. I'm going to get you out of here. Come on.
Takes the kid and runs back out, but the floor collapses before him. He takes a running leap and jumps over the hole, almost falling in, but being pulled back to safety by what appears to be an abnormally strong 1.5-year-old child.
Yeah.
He grabs her again, and the two run out of the building to the delight of her parents.
Mama?
Is the little girl. Later, Peter is recovering and is approached by a fireman.
You got some guts, kid.
Some poor soul got trapped on the 4th floor. Never made it out.
Oh, man. All right, Billy, let's knock down and roll him up. Get on out of here.
Let's pick it up. Let's get all this equipment. Let's go. Let's move it.
Interior, Peter's apartment. Maybe he's sitting there thinking about the woman that got murdered earlier because he didn't intervene. But he stares longingly out his window, talking to himself because that's normal.
Am I not supposed to have what I want? What I need? What am I supposed to do?
The door opens and in steps Ursula.
I shouldn't have without knocking.
She goes back out and then knocks.
Come in.
Hi.
Hi.
Would you like a piece of chocolate cake?
Okay.
And a glass of milk?
That would be nice.
Okay.
Later, Ursula watches as Peter eats his cake. We cut to an empty plate, which means Tobey Maguire evidently had and has an issue with eating actual food on camera.
Thank you.
Oh, you got a message. It's your aunt.
Thanks for having more chemistry with me than MJ.
Hey!
In the movie.
Right here. I'm actually on the Zoom.
Bring my
Not
son.
you, Tristan.
Crying out loud. It's gonna be a Jameson.
Exterior, Aunt May's house. Aunt May is surrounded by boxes, busy packing. A small boy is helping her.
What's going on?
Oh, they gave me another few weeks, but I decided to hell with it. I'm moving on. I found a small apartment.
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm quite able to take care of things myself. And Henry Jackson across the street is giving me a hand, and I'm giving him $5.
That's Henry Jackson?
Yes. It's funny what happens in 2 years. 9 years old, has great ambitions.
Listen, about my last visit.
Pish posh, we needn't talk about it. It's water over the dam or under the bridge or wherever you like it. You made a brave move in telling me the truth. And I'm proud of you. And I thank you. And I love you, Peter, so very, very much.
Hey, where are all my comic books?
Those dreadful things? I gave those away.
What the fuck? Worth it.
I put the pants in the box, Mrs. Parker.
Thank you, Henry.
Wow, 9 years old.
Hi, Peter.
Hey, Henry. You're getting tall. You've been working out?
Henry, why don't you put those cookbooks in with the mixer?
Okay. You take Spider-Man's pictures, right?
I used to.
Where is he?
Henry and I agree. We don't see his picture in the paper anymore.
He quit.
Why?
Wanted to try other things.
He'll be back, right?
He'll be back or you'll be back. I don't know.
You'll never guess who he wants to be. Spider.
He doesn't want to be Mr. Freeze?
He knows a hero when he sees one. Too few characters out there flying around like that, saving old girls like me. And Lord knows, kids like Henry needs a hero. Courageous, self-sacrificing people setting examples for all of us. Everybody loves a hero. People line up for them, cheer them, scream their names. Then years later, they'll tell how they stood in the rain for hours just to get a glimpse of the one who taught them to hold on a second longer. I believe there's a hero in all of us that keeps us honest, gives us strength, makes us noble, and finally allows us to die with pride, even though sometimes we have to be steady and give up the thing we want the most, even our dreams. Spider-Man did that for Henry. He wonders where he's gone. He needs him. Do you think you could lift that desk and put it into the garage for me? But don't strain yourself.
Okay.
Exterior. Top of a bill. You know what? This seems like a good time to just remind everybody that you need to support our charity for the read. Clay, why don't you tell them about our charity and what they should do?
Clay.
Clay's been drinking. He's fallen over.
My God, where is Clay? Clay's gone. Oh my God. Okay, well then I'll do it since Clay is dereliction of his duties. Our charity is Black Lives Matter, and you can donate by going to our website, scriptsgonewild.com. You can go to the donate button right at the top of our website. Takes you right to the Black Lives Matter website. And if you make a donation and you send us proof of that donation, whoever makes the largest donation wins the Spider-Man trilogy Blu-ray pack. And so you should donate as much money as you possibly can, bags and bags of coins like were being thrown around earlier at the bank.
Oh, hey, Clay.
Oh, hey, Clay.
Hey, Clay.
How convenient that you came back now.
Clay, drink.
What on earth did you
That was the moment when we pimped out the charity. It was the pimp out the charity moment that you usually do so well.
You were totally called out.
Well, did I do it good this time?
Great. So, and also Clay on the YouTube chat, it's just a whole series of people saying Clay.
No, so this is what happened.
Clay.
This is what happened. Also, I asked people on the chat, who do I need to force to take a shot or like a drink for no reason whatsoever? And it seems like it's pretty tied between Yuri and Clay.
Oh.
So I think you guys have to take a drink for the chatters.
I would, yes.
I can't fathom why. All right.
There we go. There we go. Spirit.
That's the chatters.
Cheers.
And I think they decided that Graham needs to down an entire beer.
Hold on, somebody double check the chat.
Said that? I'm watching the chat.
There's nothing.
Okay, guys, back to the action. Exterior, top of a building. Peter walks to the ledge, determined.
Strong focus on what I want.
He runs in slow motion and takes a leap, soaring out into the air.
I'm back! I'm back!
And then he falls. Kerplunk!
My back! My back!
Peter ambles off in pain between cars that Ford doesn't make anymore. Interior, Mary Jane's apartment. Mary Jane is getting invitations ready to send out while her strapping, like the most fuckable fiance in the world, is lounging seductively on the sofa like you do.
Honey, you sure you don't want to invite your friend, the photographer?
I'm positive.
Thought he was your pal.
Peter Parker?
Yeah.
He's just a great big jerk.
The world full of great big jerks.
You're adorable.
It's just the uniform.
Lean your head back.
Put my head back.
Yeah, just do it.
Put my head back. Okay.
Mary Jane leans down and upside down kisses him, just like she did Spider-Man in the first film. And even though we see that she feels nothing, we're all dreamy-eyed gidgets.
Wow. I'm back on the moon. You up there with me.
Hot. Interior, coffee shop. Mary Jane is seated at a table and bland-ass Peter joins her.
Surprised?
Very.
Thanks for coming.
Everything okay?
You might say so. This is funny. I'm not sure how to begin. You know how our minds play tricks on us?
Tell me about it.
Well, mine did a real number on me. Some part of me heard what you had to say after the show that night, that you weren't different. But I didn't want to listen. I was afraid to trust you, but I've been thinking about it.
Listen, there's more for me to say. Maybe you rushed into things. I thought...
Wait a minute. What are you saying?
I'm saying I thought I could be there for you, Mary Jane, but I can't. My mind was playing tricks too.
Okay, do you love me or not?
I don't.
You don't? Kiss me.
Kiss you?
I need to know something. Just one kiss.
She puts her hand on his and goes in for a kiss. As Peter reciprocates, his spidey senses inform him that there is a big goddamn taxi hurtling towards them from outside. He manages to pull Mary Jane to safety just as it smashes through, likely killing several patrons, but we won't get into that. The ground begins to rumble.
What's happening?
Octavius appears.
Peter Parker and the girlfriend.
She has a name. What do you want?
Octavius grabs him with one of his arms and brings him close.
I want you to find your friend Spider-Man. Tell him to meet me at the West Side Tower at 3 o'clock.
I don't know where he is.
Find him, or I'll peel the flesh off her bones.
If you lay one finger on her.
You'll do what?
Octavius throws Peter. Oh, Jesus, Peter. Octavius throws Peter against the back wall, and he is buried with rubble. He grabs Mary Jane and takes her with him as she shrieks in terror. Peter bursts through the rubble and comes to the realization his vision is back to normal. Oh shit, it's on now. Interior. God damn.
Drink.
Billy Ray, I'm looking at the chat, and they want you to finish your drink. I don't know. It's what it seems.
They want what?
They want you to finish your whole drink, though. Everything you've got right there. Yeah, just drink all of it. Oh my goodness, the chatters are crazy.
We'll wait. We'll wait.
That's for you all. Interior, Daily Bugle, Jameson's office. Jameson stares out his window, puffing away on a cigar. Robbie enters.
Still no word on the whereabouts of your son's fiance. Sorry, Jonah.
All my fault. I drove Spidey away.
Hoffman enters.
He's the only one who could have stopped Octavius.
Yes. Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it. He was a...
The sound of something getting taken from the room. Whoosh. Jameson turns to see that Spider-Man's suit has been stolen off the wall right behind him.
A thief, a criminal. He stole my suit. He's a menace to the entire city. I want that wall-crawling, web-head, arachnoid, persecuted, penis-punching. I want him strung up by his web. I want Spider-Man by the...
I just feel like Graham should drink at that.
I agree.
Cut to, a headline reads, "He's back! Masked Menace returns." Meanwhile, Spider-Man swings through the city. He meets Octavius at the top of the tower.
Where is she?
Oh, she'll be just fine. Let's talk.
The two engage in battle, punches and slams and all sorts of physical nonsense. They even throw pieces of buildings and shit at each other. This goes on for a pretty long while, throwing and throwing and throwing. Eventually, they fall and land on a passing subway cart.
Chicago.
What the hell? I don't know. I don't know.
Who's the train passenger?
I'll say it. What the hell?
God damn it.
You were so busy thwipping.
My train ride.
We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. We're gonna take it back to right before the train passenger, who says,
"What the hell?"
They do battle on the cart. More punching and slamming and swiping and such. Now they're on the side of the train doing battle. That's exciting. Then Octavius plays a little game of cat and mouse. Where is he? I don't know. Where is he? Then he sends Spider-Man flying off the train. Spider-Man swings and swings, but then Octavius removes two people from off the train and tosses them aside like nothing, forcing Spider-Man to create cute little web nests for them and save the day. Octavius then knocks the primary train conductor out and sends the train into hyperdrive, tossing the gear shift at Spider-Man.
You have a train to catch.
Octavius leaves.
Help! 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 I can't stop it! The brakes are gone!
The train is out of control. Peter can see that the track is about to be out.
Everyone shut the fuck up. Look, it's Spider-Man.
Oh my God! This is it!
Tell everyone to hang on.
Brace yourselves!
Spider-Man jumps down, trying to use his feet to stop the train. Nope. He stops as the train gets faster and faster.
Yuri, they are on YouTube begging you to do the face as you stop the train.
Yes.
That always works for Fred Flintstone.
Any more bright ideas?
I got a few, yeah.
Spider-Man shoots webs to either side and tries to use that to slow the momentum of the train. It just destroys shit.
Wow! Watch out!
He tries this again, but uses more webs attached to more structures. As he strains and strains, the train begins to crumple from the force. This would be where the face is happening. So we should all cheer as Yuri gives us the face.
Okay.
Got this.
There it is.
It's the ugliest face in a superhero movie ever.
It is. Finally, the train slowly comes to a halt with the nose hanging off the edge of the track. Exhausted, Spider-Man falls forward but is caught by the passengers and then lifted, Godspell style, and carried towards the back of the cart.
Nice and easy. We'll go down. Slower. Gently.
The passengers stare down at him.
Is he alive?
Jesus Christ, he's just a kid. No older than my son.
Spider-Man opens his eyes and sees everyone. He notices his mask is off and that everyone sees his face.
It's all right.
We found something.
The kid hands Spider-Man his mask.
We won't tell nobody.
Spider-Man puts his mask back on.
It's good to have you back, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man stands triumphant, but the cart is immediately besieged by Octavius.
He's mine!
A passenger steps in front of him.
You want to get to him? You got to go through me.
And another.
And me.
And another.
Me too.
More step in front of Octavius.
Very well.
Octavius murders them all. He just pushes the passengers to either side of the train and then knocks Spider-Man out. Bam! Interior, Oscorp Industries. Harry is just hanging out, drinking and brooding when Octavius arrives with Spider-Man.
Where do you want him?
Harry motions to the chaise lounge, and that's where Octavius lays him.
And the tritium?
Harry opens the safe, and Octavius retrieves it.
Yes.
And just like that, Octavius is gone. Harry grabs a decorative knife and walks menacingly towards Spider-Man.
If only I could cause you the pain that you've caused me. First, we'll see who's behind the mask. I can look into your eyes as you die.
Harry removes the mask.
Pete? No. It can't be.
Peter breaks out of the bindings rather easily.
Harry, where is she? Where is he keeping her? He's got MJ.
No, all he wanted was the tritium.
Tritium? He's making the machine again. When that happens, she'll die, along with half of New York. Now, where is he?
Peter, you killed my father.
Yeah, but there are bigger things happening here than me and you, Harry. Please, I've got to stop him.
That's the greatest shutdown ever. My father. Yeah, there's some other shit to deal with.
Semantics, look.
Interior, Octavius's waterfront lair. Octavius is getting ready to put the tritium into the machine.
Hey, yeah, I'm talking to you. You got what you needed for your little science project. Now let me go.
I can't let you go. You'd bring the police. Not that anybody could stop me now that Spider-Man's dead.
He's not dead. I don't believe you.
Oh, believe it.
Octavius starts initiating the machine. Octavius starts initiating the machine. Spider-Man creeps up on Mary Jane like a real creeper.
Surprise. You get free.
Octavius surprises Spider-Man.
I should have known Osborn wouldn't have the spine to finish you.
Shut it down, Ock. You're going to hurt a lot more people this time.
Well, that's a risk we're willing to take.
Well, I'm not.
Spider-Man and Octavius do battle, but this time, Spider-Man seems well rested. There's some thrashing and crashing, and then Spider-Man sends Octavius into the water below, where all it takes is a few face punches to get the upper hand. Meanwhile, the reactor is going predictably berserk, sucking Mary Jane towards it into the Monster Squad-style finale.
Hang on, Mary Jane.
Spider-Man catches her just before it sucks her inside.
Run!
Octavius grabs him, and there is more jostling about, real macho stuff. Octavius holds Spider-Man up by his feet. He does a lot of holding people up by their feet. Mary Jane attempts to save him, but gets knocked the F down. Octavius produces a blade from one of his arms.
Let's see you scurry out of this.
Spider-Man, at the last minute, pulls up electrical cables, and Octavius slices through him, thoroughly electrifying him.
Ow!
The power source is now unplugged, but the machine is still going.
Now what?
More and more matter gets sucked into the machine. Outside, shit's going bananas. All sorts of cabs and everything from the city are getting pulled towards the machine. Octavius is on the ground, confused.
Dr. Octavius.
Spider-Man removes his mask.
We have to shut it down. Please tell me how.
Peter Parker. Brilliant but lazy.
Shut the fuck up and look at what's happening. We must destroy it.
More matter gets sucked in. Oh, God, the matter.
I can't destroy it. I won't.
Octavius grabs Spider-Man by the throat.
You once spoke to me about intelligence, that it was a gift to be used for the good of mankind.
A privilege.
These things have turned you into something you're not. Don't listen to them.
It was my dream.
Sometimes, to do what's right, we have to be steady and give up the thing we want most, even our dreams.
This really connects with Dr. Octavius, and he releases Spider-Man, and the arms begin reacting to him now.
You're right. He's right. Listen. Listen to me now. Listen to me now.
The arms submit.
Now tell me how to stop it.
It can't be stopped. It's self-sustaining now.
Think!
Unless the river drown it. I'll do it.
Octavius gets up and heads to the reactor. He takes one last look back at Spider-Man. Spider-Man turns to find Mary Jane, who now clearly sees that it's Peter Parker. Above her, a wall starts to collapse.
No!
Spider-Man rushes under and grabs the wall right before it crushes her like a bug, thus bringing the curtain down on the importance of being earnest.
Hi.
Hi.
This is really heavy.
Octavius uses the arm to grab the reactor, base and all.
MJ, in case we die.
You do love me.
I was getting it. You ruined it.
I do. Help you out.
I do.
Even though you said that you didn't.
I will not die a monster.
I'm going to let him say that again. Great line.
I will not die a monster.
Octavius pulls the entire reactor down into the ocean with him. Peter throws off the wall, and he and Mary Jane fly off just in the nick of time. Meanwhile, Octavius floats towards the bottom of the sea or the ocean with the reactor gone, but not forgotten. And now Mary Jane is in a weird-ass web that Spider-Man has created, and he crawls to her, and it feels like this whole trilogy exists just so Sam Raimi could make this shot happen.
I think I always knew all this time who you really were.
You know why we can't be together. Spider-Man will always have enemies. I can't let you take that risk. I will always be Spider-Man. You and I can never be.
The sound of sirens. Spider-Man lets Mary Jane down to the ground where her hunko-licious fiance is waiting for her.
Mary Jane.
In fact, if all of you on the chat think that John Jameson is a gorgeous piece of ass, please respond with a yes exclamation mark. And if at least 20 of you do it, I'll donate $50 to Black Lives Matter.
Hey.
Woo!
How do I get in the chat?
There it is. Yeah. He does some parkour to get to her, and Spider-Man watches their... He does parkour too, people. And Spider-Man watches their embrace and is then off. Interior, Oscorp Industries. Harry is just sitting there, creepily with a knife. He hears a door open. Dutch angles galore.
Hello? How did you get past Bernard?
Everybody drink!
To Bernard.
To Bernard.
Bernard.
Who's that?
He hears a sinister laugh that goes...
Son, I'm here.
And it's Willem Dafoe, a.k.a. the Green Goblin. The bitch is back.
Dad? I thought you were...
No, I'm alive in you, Harry. So it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Fuck! Now it's your turn. You swore to make Spider-Man pay. Now make him pay.
But Pete's my best friend.
And I'm your father. You're weak. You are always weak. You'll always be weak until you take control. Now you know the truth about Peter. Be strong, Harry. Avenge me. Avenge me.
Now let's hear that exact same piece with Willem Dafoe's accent from The Lighthouse.
Son, I'm here.
Dad? I thought you were...
No, I am alive in you, Harry. Now it's your turn. You swore to make Spider-Man pay. Now make him pay.
But Pete's my best friend.
And I'm your father. You're weak. You're always weak. You'll always be weak until you take control. Now, you know the truth about Peter. Be strong. Avenge me. Avenge me.
Yes. Not enough farting.
And then Harry screams, "No!" Harry throws the knife through a mirror, which leads into a secret room. There, he finds basically everything needed for one to become a green goblin. Or another kind of goblin. Bombs and masks and flying shit. Can we say Spider-Man 3, y'all?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3.
I knew you could.
Interior church. Mary Jane stands dead-eyed in front of a mirror, looking more like Kirsten Dunst from Melancholia than Kirsten Dunst from Spider-Man 2.
I'm going to work on that.
Meanwhile, the wedding guests eagerly await her arrival down the aisle, particularly her gorgeous ass groom, who's just standing there like a cuckold. They wait and wait until a woman runs down the aisle, presenting a note to the now jilted groom.
Call Deborah.
The caterer?
But tell her not to open the caviar.
Exterior, everywhere. Mary Jane runs blissfully through New York in her wedding dress towards a man who is way less gorgeous than the astronaut football playing host. Interior, Peter's apartment. Peter is standing alone, brooding, when Mary Jane appears behind him.
Had to do what I had to do.
Mary Jane.
Peter, I can't survive without you.
You shouldn't be here.
I know you think we can't be together. But can't you respect me enough to let me make my own decision? I know there'll be risks, but I want to face them with you. It's wrong that we should only be half alive, half of ourselves. I love you. So here I am, standing in your doorway. I've always been standing in your doorway. Isn't it about time somebody saved your life? Well, say something.
Thank you, Mary Jane Watson.
He hears this. They hear a siren outside.
Go get him, Tiger.
And just like that, he does.
Parker's a menace!
That, ladies and gentlemen, is Spider-Man 2. Yay! Yay! You know, this is a good time to remind folks that you need to donate to our charity for this read if you can. It's Black Lives Matter. You can, Clay, why don't you tell them about it?
Tell them about Black Lives Matter. Yeah, you can go to blacklivesmatter.org or go through the link through the Scripts Gone Wild website and make a donation to that particular charity that we are supporting. We have been for a few weeks and will continue to do into the near future. Billy Ray, you said you had, there's a special gift for the person who makes the largest donation. Is that correct?
Yes, Clay, there is. If someone makes a donation and they send us proof of that donation, the largest donation gets the Spider-Man trilogy on Blu-ray, and we will send that to you for your donation. And so if you, I would say you probably want to donate at least $1,000.
At least
$1,000. I mean, for what you just experienced, wasn't it worth it? Wasn't it really worth it?
Yeah. Yuri made the face. He made the face.
I did make the.
Yuri made the face.
He made the face. Aaron basically did part of the lighthouse, like donating $1,000 easily to get a $30 Blu-ray. That seems like logic to me.
Yeah.
So, guys, I hope. How did that go for you guys?
It was a blast.
Super fun.
It was awesome.
Well, it was good for me.
Graham didn't drink enough.
I don't feel like Graham drank enough either.
Drink enough.
I agree with
I was
that.
so captivated by the reading. Everybody was fantastic.
Exactly.
Hold on, let me finish this beer though.
Cheers.
Well done. There you go.
I've never quite done a reading like this before. This was a new experience for me.
I haven't either. This
Welcome to the
It
family.
was exciting to say the least.
I should also tell you guys, and this is maybe a good thing, I don't know. This is our quickest read we've ever done.
Really?
Yeah.
An hour
I'm
and 30.
so sorry.
Stage directions. Stage
I'm
directions
so
always
sorry.
take so long.
Yeah.
Stage directions.
Also, we're just that damn good.
And we're awesome.
Boom.
this encourages me to just rewrite all of the scripts because normally
I agree.
our Jurassic Park read was 3 hours and 40 minutes long, and we got through half the script.
Yeah.
What was that? What script was that?
It was the Jurassic Park script. It is all stage direction. It's so much stage direction.
What were the words on that one? I was in that one. I can't remember the words though.
It was park and dinosaur.
Oh
God! Wasted. That would explain why it took so long. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
First one we've ever done was we did Poltergeist, and the word was Carol Ann. And there's one page where her name is spoken literally 40 times.
Is anyone hospitalized?
Is anyone hospitalized?
But I want to give a few quick plugs to a couple things we have coming up. Next Wednesday on the 22nd, we are reading A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. We're doing that with Emma Kinney from Shameless and The Connors. We've got filmmaker Joe Lynch. We've got Lisa Wilcox, who was in 2 of the Friday the 13th, or not Friday the 13th. Oh my God, that was blasphemy. The Nightmare on Elm Street films. I'm so sorry, Graham. I know that hurt you.
How dare you?
But we've got that coming. Graham's in it as well. He's also reading. And also next week, we're doubling up. We have a really special on Friday the 24th. We're doing 2 classic episodes of The Twilight Zone. We're doing that with Hilary Shepard and Larry Blamire, the director of The Lost Skeleton of Cadavra and other amazing films. And yeah, that's what's coming up on the near term. And you should also check out the Screen Drafts podcast, which is hosted by Clay Keller, who is my co-host tonight.
Hey, thank you for the plug, Ray. Usually you don't plug Screen Drafts, and I just kind of sit here kind of stewing for your final.
I'm usually too drunk to remember. I'm just sober enough to know. And so I want to give another big shout out to all of our readers. Yuri Lowenthal. Woo! Woo! William Salyers. Woo!
Thank you.
Tara Platt. Woo! Zeno Robinson. Woo! Quinton Flynn. Woo! And Michael Collins. Woo! Kyle Holman. Woo! Tristan Cunningham. Woo! Dan Slott. Woo! Seth Austin. Woo! Noshir Dalal.
Yeah.
Alexis Iacono. Aaron LaPlante.
Yeah, Clay.
Aaron is tied with our friend Rico Anderson for the most Scripts Gone Wild appearances ever.
Nice.
Well done.
Well done, Aaron.
They're currently tied, so that's a big deal. Big thanks to our co-host Clay Keller from Screen Drafts and our interloper and designated drinker, Graham Skipper.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Skipper. Thanks,
One
Skipper.
final reminder.
Thanks, Graham.
One final reminder, please donate to Black Lives Matter. Do it at scriptsgonewild.com. And also, you can follow us on all the socials at Scripts Gone Wild, our website, scriptsgonewild.com. And you can support us, if you so choose, at Patreon at patreon.com/scriptsgonewild. And thank you to our readers. Thank you to you guys at home. And that's all she wrote, everybody. Woo. It feels like
Done.
end this with the song that ends the movie.
Is this Nickelback?
It is not Nickelback.